Hello my loves, Tony here from TL Yarn Crafts and welcome back to my channel. Now if you've been here for some amount of time, you know all about my obsession with granny squares. I've put them in patterns and temperature blankets. I've shown you how to make the perfect granny square and even how to join them as painlessly as possible. Today I'm sharing another useful technique, and that's going to be how to change colors in your granny squares. You'll also learn a simple method for dealing with all of those ends and my favorite tip for making sure you avoid the granny vortex of doom. And all of this granny square goodness is brought to you by my friends at Hobie. Hobie has a super fun granny square crochet along planned for August, so make sure you stick around for details on that. But before we get in on all this granny square goodness, we have to give some love to our cup of caffeine sponsor. Yesterday's hot coffee has now become today's iced coffee. There's a little life hack for you. Now today's cup of caffeine sponsor is named Rebecca, and when donating, Rebecca said, "I discovered your channel via one of your yarn snob videos and I fell in love immediately. My favorite thing about you and your brand is how women of color, especially Black women, are featured front and center. Thank you for all you do." And thank you so much, Rebecca, for recognizing and shouting out the fact that Black women are front and center on my channel. There are so many amazing women of color, Black women especially, in this crochet space, so make sure you're showing your face and your hands when you're sharing your art. Now, if you enjoy my videos and want to support my channel, buy me a coffee. Who knows, I might shout you out in my next video. Now let's talk granny squares. You can make granny squares with just about any yarn. Here I pulled some yarn from my stash. It's a beautiful premium acrylic DK weight, and I'm also using a recommended 4mm crochet hook. So let's grab our first color. So we're pulling from the center and we'll start with our magic ring. I do kind of a modified magic ring. I start by laying the yarn over my palm, wrap around my first finger twice, bring that first loop over the second loop over the first and off the tip of my finger, pull those two tails, and then I'm going to flip it so the knot is at the top. This is going to give me an adjustable ring. From here, I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and pull up the loop, and chain 1, 2, 3. That counts as my first double crochet. 2 more double crochets. There's 1 and 2. Chain 2 for the corner. So we're going to do that 3 more times. So 3 double crochet. There's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 for the corner. 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 for the corner. So we have 3 sets. We need 1 more. 3 double crochet. There's 1. Here's 2 and 3. Chain 2. Now we're going to pull the tail to close our ring. Find the third chain of that starting chain 3. Insert our hook, yarn over, and pull through those loops for a slip stitch. From here, we can now cut our yarn just like that and pull that loop up and out of our work. So you'll see we have 3 sets of 3 double crochets with 4 corners, so we have the start of our granny square. Now the next step is crucial if you want to avoid the granny square vortex of doom. That's when your granny square starts to warp in one particular direction, and the reason that happens is if you continue to work on just one side of your granny square, your stitches will start to shift, and that's how you get that swirling in the middle. To avoid that, we're actually going to flip our granny square and work on the opposite side. I also like to choose a different join space than where I finished, so I'm going to join in this chain 2 space here in this corner. I have one other technique here for my join. Instead of just a slip stitch join, I'm going to do what's called a standing double crochet join. So I'll do that by grabbing my next color, making a slip knot, and placing that on my hook first. I'm then going to yarn over and hold on to that loop, dip my hook down into that chain 2 space, yarn over and pull up the loop. I now have 3 loops on my hook, just like I do when making a double crochet. I'll yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the final 2 loops. I now have a standing stitch that looks like a double crochet because it is a double crochet. I'll now make the remainder of my corner by placing 2 more double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet in this space. Now everyone does it a little bit different. I don't like to place a chain 1 here. I like to keep my granny squares nice and tight. So I'm going to skip the chain before I go into my next space. Now when I go into this space, I want to grab this tail here and work over the tail. I know that a lot of crocheters have frustration with all the tails from colorful granny squares, so I'm going to show you how to work over your tails here. So I'm going to dip my hook down into this next corner and place my first 3 double crochet. There's 2 and 3 and chain 2. Now what you'll notice is that I'm holding the tail towards me because this is going to be the back of my work. So I'm always going to hold my tails towards the back of my work, and I'm just going to work over those tails as I go. So I've got 3 more double crochet to put into this corner, and I'm going to just bring this tail along with me as I go into the next corner. So there's 1 double crochet, here's 2 and 3, chain 2 again, 3 more double crochet in that same corner, and 3. And I'm just going to keep bringing this tail with me. The more I weave it in, the better. So I'm going to go right into this next space for 3 double crochet. Here's 2 and 3, chain 2, 3 more double crochet right here. So that end is now secure. I can clip it off and it's good to go. And that's actually perfect because I'm ready to end this round. I'm going to bring this tail to this side as well. I'm going to keep all of my tails on this side of my work. Insert into that first double crochet, yarn over and pull through for a slip stitch. I can now cut my second color. I'll pull that tail up and out, and since that end is weaved in, I will snip this off as well. Now let's move on to our next color. Just like before, we're going to turn our work, and I'm going to start in this corner right here. So with my next color, I'm going to make a slip knot, insert my hook, and I'm going to join with that standing double crochet. Here's what that looks like again. We'll yarn over our hook, hold on to that loop, grab our square, insert our hook into the chain 2 space, yarn over and pull up the loop. Notice I'm still holding on to that loop because I don't want things to get fiddly under my fingers here. So I'll yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the final 2. So that's my standing double crochet complete. I'll place 2 more double crochet here. There's 1 and 2, chain 2, 2 more double crochet in this space. There's 1, or 3 more double crochet rather, sorry. And there's 3. Again, I am not going to chain in between my 3 double crochet groups except for the corner. So I'm ready to go into this next space here and place 3 double crochet. There's 1, here's 2, and 3. So here are my tails from my previous rounds. I'm going to make sure they're pulled nice and tight, and I'm going to carry them along with me to weave in these ends as I go, keeping those tails towards the back of my work. So now I can go into my next corner holding on to both of these tails and work my corner with 3 double crochet. There's 1, there's 2, and 3, chain 2, here's 1, here's 2, and 3. Still holding on to those tails, I'm going to go into this next space here for 1, here's 2, and 3. I think we can work over these tails one more time, so I'm going to bring them over to the corner with me for 1, here's 2, and 3. So those are nice and secure. I'm going to drop them, finish this corner with a chain 2, and then 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and finish the round just like normal. Here at the beginning of my row, I can insert my hook under the top 2 loops of that first double crochet, yarn over, and pull through for a slip stitch. Now I'll fasten off my yarn, pull that loop up and out of my work. I can go on the back here, find these tan colored tails, and snip those right off. This looks so pretty so far. Let's grab our next color. Now, just like before, we're going to turn our work. I'm going to hold these two purple tails towards this side. And if it makes you feel more secure, you can tie these together just to make sure they stay exactly where you want them to be. Now, on the back side of my work, I'm going to grab my new color, make a slip knot, and we'll join again with a standing double crochet. Yarn over the hook, pull up a loop in the chain 2 space, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 more double crochet here. Chain 2 and 3 more double crochet. There's 1, here's 2, and 3. We're going to head over to this next space, place 3 double crochet here. There's 2 and 3, and carry those tails with us as we continue our granny square. Here we are at the end of our round again. So I'm going to bring this gray tail towards this side of my work because I want to keep all my tails on the same side, and slip stitch into that first double crochet. Then we can fasten off, pull that loop up and out of our work, and I'm going to go ahead and tie these tails together. Looking great so far. Let's add one more color, a pop of bright yellow. Just like before, we'll start by turning our work to work on the opposite side. Remember, we've got our tails here. I'm going to start in this corner. I've got my yellow. It's so gorgeous, bright, sunny, buttery yellow. Place that slip knot on my hook, yarn over, and hold on to that loop. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again. 2 more double crochet here, followed by a chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. Now we can move into this next space, making sure we grab those 2 gray tails. 3 double crochet go here, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. I'm holding on to those tails and just going to continue in my same granny square pattern, placing 3 double crochet in this next space. There's 1, there's 2, and 3. So I'm nearly done with my granny square here. I just need to place 3 double crochet in this last space, just like that. Now for my final round, instead of going in for the slip stitch here, I'm going to show you something called the invisible join. This is what's going to allow us to have a very seamless join that'll look exactly like all the other beautiful little V's at the top of these stitches. So I'm actually going to lift my hook up and out my work at this point without joining, and I'm going to fasten off and pull this loop through. I'll then thread this tail onto a tapestry needle, and looking at my work, I'm going to find the second double crochet. So here's my first, and here's my second. I'll find the V's here at the top of my second double crochet. Insert your tapestry needle from front to back through the V's of your second double crochet here, and pull through. And then we're going to insert through just the back loop of the last double crochet of our round, just like this. What you'll notice when I pull those together is that we have a completely seamless join. We have very few tails to weave in as well. I can clip off these gray tails as well as these purple tails. And all I have left to weave in is this green one here in the center and the 2 yellow ones here at the top. So this is the tail from my invisible join. I'm just going to go into the back of my work and weave them into a few of these double crochets. I like to go in a few directions. So there's the first tail done. So those are the yellow tails done. And now for this center tail, remember this is the tail left over from our magic ring. We want to make sure this one is super secure, because if this comes out, we'll have all kinds of problems trying to repair this granny square. So I'm going to pull that tail nice and taut, weave it onto my tapestry needle, And then I like to start with a knot. So I'm going to insert under a couple loops here. And to make my knot, I actually wrap that tail twice around my tapestry needle, and then I'll pull it through. If you're into embroidery, this is kind of like a French knot. It's just very, very secure, and I don't have to worry about that ever coming out. So then I'll just thread that end in like normal, clip off that tail, and my multicolored granny square is complete. Isn't it so cute, so cheerful, so sunny? It's also beautifully symmetrical. We don't have any of that swirling or curling there in the middle of our work. And we also have a very obvious right side and wrong side. So this is our correct side. This is the front side of your granny square. And that's how we'll change colors for multicolored granny squares. Now, if you also can't get enough of granny squares, make sure you sign up for Hobie's Granny Square Crochet Along, which starts on August 15th. For this crochet along, you'll receive weekly clues for the Mystery Granny Square project designed by Sandra of Little Golden Nook. And when I say Sandra doesn't miss, she does not miss. Her designs are so good. I am always in awe of her as a designer, and I'm sure this project is no exception. Clues come out on a weekly basis, and you get to enjoy contests and giveaways along the way. Be sure to pick up one of the crochet along kits built by Hobie. You can go for the bright and fun pop color combo, or go for something a little bit more chill and choose the calm color combo. But whichever you choose, be quick about it. The kits are limited and they cost $85 US. My favorite part of the crochet along is that the pattern is available in 9 different languages, so crocheters from around the world can participate. And those languages are English, German, Danish, Swedish, Norwegian, French, Dutch, Italian, and Spanish. Grab a friend and head down to the description for a link for full details. And don't forget to get your kit. Now, if you learned anything today or just enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. We just passed 430,000 subs, and I have to give a huge thank you to every single one of you who are on this journey with me. It just means so much to have you here, truly. And we're not done with the Granny Square content. You can check out these videos over here for more of my favorite techniques and patterns. Thank you so much to Hobie for sponsoring this video, and to you for watching. I will see y'all next time. Bye!